Let's move on to Jim in Michigan.
Sounds good.
Jim, you're talking to Eric and
how's
V.
it going?
Hey. What do you want to talk about?
The last call actually segues probably pretty nicely into mine. I work for a pretty large company, and there's a person or persons talking about an informal Christian group within the company becoming more of a formal and sanctioned one. And basically that means they would get funding from the company to do what they want. And that feels kind of icky to me. And I don't know if I should be making a stink about it or what.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's doubly difficult when you have to, see that at your place of employment. You got to go there to make a living. You got to make rent. So I can absolutely see that being a problem. Are they comfortable with funding an atheist skeptic group as well?
I don't know. I only talked to a few people about it, including my direct supervisor, and the general message that I seem to be getting is it's not hurting anybody. Take a chill pill.
So if it's a private company, it's hard to fight that kind of thing. But if you and a couple people wanted to start an atheist group, or if there were some Muslims at your workplace who wanted to start a Muslim group and they said no, that would be workplace discrimination. So
sure.
Yeah, and just to clarify, this company is private, right? It's not a government-run or government-affiliated company?
It's not government-affiliated, but it does have government contracts. It's a publicly traded company. I don't know if that makes a difference.
It
might.
Entirely depends.
Yeah, I'd contact FFRF, the Freedom from Religion Foundation. Blanked on that for a second.
Sure.
And because they'll know what's going on in your state, and know how to probably best advise you on that. But yeah, I think a good idea would be to proposition maybe an atheist skeptic group and see if they're willing to give you the same kind of consideration. And if they're not, then you have something you can actually, that has weight behind it.
But that is a good idea to preface that by talking to a lawyer. Not just FFRF, American Atheists also has lawyers on staff. So
I did talk to one lawyer.
Oh, okay.
But not like in an official capacity. It was more just a lawyer who's dealt with similar kinds of things. They were coming from the standpoint that they have kids in a I don't know if it's an elementary school or a little bit older, but they've got Christmas shows and they sing Christian songs. And if they don't allow the Christian songs, and they don't have a Christian, or they don't have a Christmas show. So they were extremely supportive and I guess fighting it or speaking up.
Yeah, I'd say definitely at least speak up about it. It depends on a whole bunch of other factors, whether or not there's any way to stop it from happening, if that's the direction you want it to take. But I definitely don't take a chill pill.
Okay.
It's like don't do that.
Yeah.
One other thing they said was that the only way it actually becomes a problem, or like an actionable problem from their point of view, is if, say, for instance, I wanted to join it or attend it, or if they had like pizza parties and they were selective about who could actually come, then they have an actual problem or something that they would feel comfortable. This is like coming from my direct supervisor, just speculating like what might be deemed not okay. But it seems weird waiting for something like that to happen before the company thinks to itself, maybe this just seems like a bad idea on the whole.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's a lot of bad press that can happen if it gets out that they quashed the Christian group at their company. That's unfortunately going to be a consideration regardless of whether or not they agree with it personally.
And
Fair enough.
If they're not taking a critical eye to it now, they're probably not going to take a critical eye to it until it is a problem. So that's kind of a catch-22. You just kind of gotta hold out.
Yeah.
Sorry, man.
Yeah. Well, that's actually one of the scarier things that I've learned about this whole thing. Apparently, this is actually way more prevalent than I thought. Apparently, a lot of even Fortune 500 companies have faith-based employee resource groups, like Jewish, Muslim, Christian ones, or whatever. And if this is more of an accepted thing, and they come back and say, well, look at all these other companies who have this going on and nobody's making a fuss over it, then I feel like I don't have any ammunition.
Well, again, I think the place to start raising a stink is if they exclusively are cutting some people out. And at that point, then you can, I think, I don't know, I'm not a lawyer, man. FFRF is the best place to go. After that, talking out of my ass, I'm not going to try.
Yeah, but we can empathize with you and say that kind of sucks. And
Definitely.
We get it.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Good luck. Let us know what happens.
Sure thing. All right, have a good one.
You too. Bye. Yeah. The more I was thinking, the more I was like, oh, okay, we're getting into territory that I'm not comfortable at.
Right. Yeah. I feel like we tend to walk the line sometimes between like just we can't give you legal advice and we can't give you like actual therapy. So
right, we can't give you relationship advice.
Those are two areas where these calls tend to get into that, and we're happy to bounce things off of each other and like brainstorm with you and empathize, but to a certain extent, please don't take us as professionals as anything other than talking into a camera.
Yeah, exactly. It just so happens that we wind up in that spot because of the negative impact of religion.
Right.
One of the biggest ones is science communication. Mm-hmm. You know, I didn't get a degree in, any hard science, and yet we find ourselves needing to discuss the basics of science with people who just don't understand it.
Yeah.
And so we, in effect, become science communicators just to be able to get the basics out, but that doesn't mean that we're qualified to answer real tough questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. And neither of us have kids.
That's another thing.
We're going to try our best. I worked with kids for many years. I've, to the degree that I have gotten an education post high school, I have went into child psychology, so I can help a little bit. But again, I don't have a degree, so please don't.
Yeah, my experience extends to having 5 younger siblings, and that's about it.
Yeah.
That's all the kids I need.
5 younger siblings.
5 younger siblings.
You were the oldest?
Of 6.
Holy crap.
Yep.
That explains a few things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I commiserate. I'm the oldest as well.